Hi, boys and girls. We didn't tell you that we were going live. You should know. So, guess we'll see. Go Hard Barbell join. There we go. Some people moseying on in here. Come on, pal. You can do it. Come on. Hey, bud.
Pal,
How we doing?
is that a hold on. Is that a G unit
Sure is.
beater?
Sure is.
Wow. The 50 cents
Only,
on it?
only the best for the State of the Union.
Yeah. And my trap's bigger than yours now that you can't train? Probably
No,
not.
they're still not, my friend.
What's that?
Come on. Let's be.
You
I
can't
said
hear
I
me?
can't hear you. I'm sorry. Sorry.
All traps.
All traps. I know. I'm still 260, 262.
Hey, my body weight's all over the place, man. I ate so good last week and like barely ate Saturday.
Isn't it the worst? It's the worst.
Dude, I got up. I had to get Wawa for breakfast because we were running the game, and so I just got like a burrito, which I get pretty normally.
Hold on. Let's be fair that that's not sound dieting. Wawa burritos, not sound
Okay.
dieting.
Okay, listen. It was a egg white burrito
Okay.
with beef, not sausage, beef, salsa, spinach, no cheese, no just a little bit of ketchup.
Okay, that's not
That's
bad.
not terrible.
All right,
Yeah.
no, you're good there. You're fine.
So
You're
did
fine.
that. Had some turkey sausage or ground turkey with cantaloupe, 2 protein shakes, and then I had a steak for dinner. And I woke up, I was 283, 8 pounds up. I'm like,
Because you didn't have enough water.
no, I drank a ton of water.
No, it doesn't matter. When you think you've drank enough water, you need to have another half a gallon.
It could have been.
Honestly, that's where I'm at with it.
It could have been. I had a couple whiskeys though.
Yeah, but that's not going to be 8 pounds. It shouldn't be 8 pounds.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man.
Whatever.
And a couple beers.
Yeah, that happens.
All right. Sponsors.
The Go Hard Barbell.
The
BCB Trading Systems.
BCB Training Systems. And the
Wicked Wolf Beer Co. Look how good this thing is. We trimmed it. We trimmed it. We trimmed it a little.
Mine's coming back.
And Andy's too salty. That is true. You are very salty.
I'm actually hostile. It's not salty. It's hostility.
There's hostile, then there's
it's
Andy.
Hostility.
Yeah.
I'm just hostility.
Yeah, that.
All right.
We have 2 good questions. Good questions.
Before this though, you gotta go watch the King on Dave Tate's Table Talk. Dan Bell. It's really good. Not
Is it
you,
good?
everybody.
Oh, everyone. Okay.
And
everyone go watch Dan Bell.
Obviously, Dave Tate needs to have us on also.
I've been trying to bark at Dave Tate for years, and
I know ever since I've known you. He needs to have us on.
He refuses to respond. I don't know why. I used to support them like no one else, and he just gives me no love. It's just unbelievable.
Well, he can have us both, and it'll be the best episode ever. So that's fun. He can have the second best powerlifter in the world and me.
Hey, well, the last 2 years I was number 1, so let's calm down.
That's true. That's true.
All right. I'm dying. We're okay. It's not COVID. It's not.
It's not real.
It's not
real.
First question was about training alone. I don't know what the question was exactly. I just know it was about training alone.
Adjustments to make when training alone.
Okay. Go ahead.
Conjugate.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I did it for years. Well, let's do a caveat. Let's break it up. Raw. coming from the man Lou, his big thing was box squats at different heights, rack and pin pulls at different heights, and then pin squats at parallel, box and pin squats. I think I would feel perfectly comfortable training raw conjugate with no issues. I just put a 5-pound plate on the monolift, unhook the thing, pop it out of the racks, make sure my catch rack is an inch or two below parallel, or 2 inches below parallel. And if I ran into trouble, I just dump. I would probably take free or box squats a little less frequently than I currently do. I'd probably do a lot off of pins, like literally squat down into pins or squat down into chains, and stuff like that. And and then when you have an opportunity to have somebody around, that's when I would take heavier squats. But that's what I would do if I was raw. With bench, I think obviously you can still floor press. You can set it up. Floor press is very safe. The board press is different, but I've taken 1 million board presses with a band wrapping the board around my chest. I've done it 1 million times.
You do that all the time. You've done that all the time. So
yeah. So hand your own benches. That'll help you, especially raw. I rarely take a handout raw, unless it's with the specialty bar that I have to take a handout with. If you're not good at taking self handoffs, your upper back sucks. So stop wearing wrist straps and start taking self handouts. If you got a shirt on, you got to take a handout for sure. I would hammer pin presses at different heights. Shoulder saver. There we go, Mikey.
Absolutely. Love the shoulder saver.
Yeah. Dave Tate, send us one. Announce your name. Have a song. This is the kind of grassroots podcast that I think Dave needs to get behind, to be quite honest. Before we get too big, Dave, hop in early. Before we get too big. We love you, Dave. Just get in here early. And then, that's what I would do. The speed work stuff's very simple. Speed work is, speed work. What's up, dude?
What up, guys?
Speed work is, you should be fine with that. So let's do the raw thing, and we can talk about gear if you want to make any adjustments. You got anything to add to that?
So the raw stuff? No, I think you can do anything. It's just easier to do it with other people around.
Yeah.
Right. Like
well, and remember the one thing is that you can hear me now. The main goal is with max efforts to strength. You know what I mean? So
it's exactly. So you can do everything conjugately raw, with people as you would without people. It's just going to be a little bit harder without someone there to give you a handoff or run the rack or, hold the board. But outside of those 3 things, everything else can be done by yourself raw.
Yep.
All right. Now, I will put my foot down and say that is not true for gear whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone wants to say. I don't care. I don't care. And this is where I'm going to take my angle on this question is, if you want to be good in gear, you have to have a group of people to be able to get good in gear with. And that may entail that you need to travel. That may entail that you need to go somewhere else. That may entail that you may need to suck it up and train with people that you don't like, or that people may not like you, but you all have a common goal of getting stronger, and you may have to travel to do that, right? There's very, very, very few good top, higher level geared lifters outside of what's his name, the singleply dude who totaled 29. Blake. He trained by himself outside of bench handoffs, and I think his wife gave him his bench handoffs.
Yeah, he walked shit out. He also cut his finger off trying to walk it back in.
He did. Whatever. But outside of him, there's not very many people who train in gear for a long period of time by themselves and do well. Why? Because geared lifting is not like raw lifting, right?
Team sport.
It's team sport. It's team sport because there's a whole lot of other variables that go into geared lifting. I'm not saying, I don't want to hear any shit. I'm not saying that geared lifting is better than raw lifting or vice versa. I'm just saying that different.
We're just way cooler than them.
Way fucking cooler.
We actually support each other and hope everybody does well. There's plenty of money out here for everybody.
But it is different in the sense that you need people around you to, one, help you, right? Just literally help you do the things that you need to lift. Get in and out of gear, right? Like, I don't know. I'd never be able to get into my bench shirt by myself. I just...
Well, I can get mine by myself, but...
That's because you wear a bench shirt that's 6 sizes too big.
No, it's perfect. It's exactly what it fits me perfect.
Yeah. But like, yeah, can you get into your briefs by yourself? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, great. Can you put your suit on by yourself? Okay, yeah. Can you wrap by yourself? Okay.
You can't put your straps on by yourself and put knee wraps on. So, but yeah.
Like, so,
I mean, you're not getting kitted up by yourself.
You're not walking out weight in gear, in multiply gear by yourself. So you literally need people to just do the things that you need to lift. So it's going to take people around you. It's going to take people either just in an environment that can help you in some way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know, like, there's been times where I've had to train, not around here, and I won't try and find like a powerlifting gym because you'll never know what you'll find in those places. You'll just go to the gym and, maybe there'll be a monolith there and be someone who just looks like he lifts weights, right? Get help there. Like,
yep.
You may need to find help, but that's not something that you can do all the time. Right? No. I tried to do that when I was still in school after football was done. Right? I tried to just, before I found that dude Andy in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Italian. Yeah, he did. Dave literally did. But there was still, when Dave was putting up those really big numbers, was when he started going and traveling to other gym. Yeah, when he started going to Westside, when he started going to that gym in Philly, and was training with groups of people. That's how he got from
this one. He
20.
Had to.
Yeah, but that's how you go from 22, 23, 24 to 26, 27. Where he was, what he was doing.
He was knocking on the door of the 42.
He has, I think, the 5th.
It was in top 5.
He's
top. He was over 25.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. He went down and trained with Bob and those guys, right? But like, he needed that extra push if you want to get to that, that next level where ideally everyone's trying to go. You need that just help around you to just do what we do.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yep.
And
it's not, and there's levels to that as well.
Correct.
There's a level of like human beings that are around you that can help you in your gear. Okay, like I can actually put my suit on. Okay, and then human beings that you trust to give you a 3-man and to actually take something that scares you, right? Something that like, and I got people that I trust, unequivocally.
Right.
I know they're not going to let me get hurt. And then being around people who can help you, like not just make sure you can
help you,
but like,
correct.
Hey man, like this is what I see. I felt this, like this type of deal, and that's a whole other ball game. And if you have that, that's a big deal.
Right.
That's a big deal. Like I got people, I'm lucky to have eyes, on video and in person at times that can, that I trust and stuff like that. But, the being around, like if you have the opportunity to be around somebody multiply on a regular basis that does know what they're doing, and that's a big deal, man, especially getting started. I'm fortunate.
Oh my God.
I got you. I got Leah, everything I do, you guys see. I got David Kemp who sees my stuff. I got my buddy Lee who trained at Westside and, had a big total in the early 2000s. Like I got people who know what they're looking at, man. It's very, very fortunate for me. But if I were to be able to have that face to face, it'd be even better.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So that's the next level.
Yeah. When you actually have to go and seek that out.
Yeah.
Right. Because that what you're looking for, what you're talking about, isn't the run of the mill Joe Schmo, right? That's been doing it for 2 or 3 years. It's the one who's been doing it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that know the answers to your questions because they've experienced it.
That's right. Mikey too. I didn't say Mikey. Mikey's listening. Mikey sees all my stuff beforehand too.
Hold on, what Ken said. Ken said, when I'm under the bar, I never think about the weight because of the spotters, just being able to touch it going. Exactly. Right? Like when I'm training and I'm taking something stupid, right? I have to trust the spotters around me that they're not gonna let me get hurt.
Yeah, there's always this like it's crazy, man, because like I don't fear anything, but there's always like right before I say like, all right, I'm go ahead and count the handoff down, or I'm now gonna take my breath and pick this. I'm just like, whoo, this is gonna be, like something could definitely go wrong. You know what I mean?
100%.
And you like, there's just one last like, screw it, man.
Yeah,
It's like people that know me, like it's like Lane Frost in the shoot it, in 8 seconds. Like, let's go, boys, let's go. Like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, and like having people that you trust if it does go awry,
right?
That are going to be there for you. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? And make sure, and anybody that knows me, man, like, when I take my last squat, I hug everybody in the gym and I tell them thank you. When I take my last bench, I hug them. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because a lot of those people, man, they'll do their workout before I do mine, right?
Right.
And then I'll be like 30 minutes raw,
right.
10 minutes getting to my gear.
And then they'll stick around and they'll help you out.
And it's like, okay, an hour later, I've drank 6 beers now. Okay, now I'm going to take my real squat. You know what I mean? It's like, but I appreciate that. So,
well, yeah.
The one thing before we go to the next topic, I think you can do some of it in gear. Like, I don't think you can shirt bench in gear without anybody there. That's out.
Okay. Yes. Let's actually answer the question, though. You back? You alive?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's actually answer the question, though, because you can. I was saying if you really want to excel, like, you're gonna need a group of people.
We get our money's worth of these questions. Shirted benching is out for me.
100%.
I will not go on record, because if you can self-hand out a bench, your shirt is not as whacked out. Maybe in a band shirt, maybe if you have one of those deals that like you could set it up. You know what I mean?
No way.
Like those Titan hooks you got if you benched, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe. Well, I saw the guy who runs the IPA or does it. It's spelled Bill Lee. He does it all himself. He hands on like 800-pound benches because he just takes it here. Like,
okay, yeah, all right.
I'm not going on record saying that. You'd have to really set something up. I think you could do some stuff in briefs. I would think you could do some stuff in briefs for certain. I would stay away from absolute maxes. So I would just tell you what I would do. If I would find somebody that's within an hour and a half, 2 hours of where I'm at, and I try to get there every other week, or once a week, or once every 3, whatever's feasible for you. And if you can go once a month, then I would take a heavy squat and
a heavy bench
that day. Yep. And then I would, the other weeks I might do like a form day or something in gear. I'd make sure I was speed squatting in my briefs, and then I would take my heavy pull as max effort that day, and maybe work in a good morning or something like that. And when I could get there, I would get there. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be. I don't believe in walking out in multiply gear. I think that's bogus. I think you're trying. I would not do that. But that's just me.
I would not recommend.
Yeah. So I would try. We have a guy that comes up like every other week, and he'll squat and bench when he comes up. You know what I mean? So he'll squat and
That's
bench.
What the guy Rob that trains with me, the cop that 181. His schedule is changing all the time. So leading up to the meet, he was able to come squat on Sundays, bench on Thursdays, bench on Tuesdays, pull on Thursdays. Right? Post meet, they changed his schedule. Now he can only come on Sundays. Right? So what do we do? He squatted, and that's what he did yesterday. He was fucking gassed by the time he had to bench. He was like, wow, this shit feels heavy. I was like, yeah, because you just took a heavy-ass camber bar versus some bands. And now you're trying to bench versus bands and, hit some reps. And
still just want to grind.
Exactly. So, but what can he do? He can come into the gym once a week, squat and bench, and then he can pull heavy on his accessory day. And now he's really hitting now 3 accessory days during the week. Yep. If you look at it. So that's great. Think about that. Think about if you could just get all your heavy work out on one day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't love it, but I get it. But no, that's what I would do. Let's just say I didn't have people You know what I mean? I could drive to CTX. I could drive
Right.
to barbell and just
You
feel
got,
like, hey, what time do you squat on Sundays? I'll be
you
there.
gotta,
You know what I mean?
sometimes if you want to get it done, you have to travel. And, you know, there's traveling to just find a group that, you know, hey, what are you guys doing? And then there's traveling to, there you go. Mikey just said it. He did it for 3 years. I did it for 4 years going up to Hillman. You know what I mean? I did it for 4 years, right?
Yep.
Now,
want to be good, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. You know, and now, now I have my team at home. I always have my team at home, but now I have a bigger team at home where we can, squat and get what we need to get done on Sundays, and that's how it's going to be. That's,
we're home.
We're home.
Yeah, it's a tough deal, though. I mean, I get it. I mean, I like, my thing is, like, I've done the opposite. I've dropped ungodly amount of money to have a gym in my backyard. You know what I mean? So I don't get on the road very much anymore, because one of the main reasons why I was allowed to spend the money that I did is because it provides me with time to be around my family. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I walk outside, I go to the gym, my daughters come in and out. If they want to see me, they can play outside. I keep an eye on them. They're around people. It's great.
Not everyone has that opportunity.
Not everyone's as busy as I am, man. I mean, I worked 12, 6-10-hour days last week, if not more. So,
right.
I mean, my Saturdays are, I leave before the sun comes up and come home when it's dark. You know what I mean? During baseball season. So that's why I built my own gym. So there's not a lot of traveling, but I would like to get out and travel a little bit more. I want to get out and, I want to go squat with Dan some this summer. I want to go over to barbell some this summer and do some stuff like that. So, because there's a bunch of really good crews in Florida that I'd like to go see.
There is. Yeah, there is. Like, you're in an area where there's a ton of people.
Yeah, and it's not been that way a lot. But I mean, I love the guys at CTX. I love Alan. I love Alan. I love Buddy. I love the guys at Perfect Storm. You know what I mean? I love the guys at Barbell. It's all really good dudes. So I'm gonna get out and bounce around a little bit more. Obviously,
I recommend it.
Dan's all right.
Dan's okay.
Dan told me Elite FTS is so sick.
I can imagine. It's like, it's got to be like, there's every piece of equipment you can imagine.
He just, like, casually squatted 935 for a triple in sleeves too.
Yeah,
that's
cool. That's fun. It's
no
gonna be a good meet.
Yeah, I think he's firing. He told me he's firing. I talked to him on the phone the other day. He said he's feeling as good as he's ever felt. So we'll see.
Training matters. Programming matters.
Dan's the man. All right, we'll take the other question.
What was the other question?
Judging standards. I think we should take it.
Yeah, fine.
All right. The question is, what do we think about today's conversation on judging standards? And I'll tell you what I think. I think you should read the book. And I think you should follow what the book says. That's what I think.
I agree with you there. I agree with you.
I think that the book says what squat depth is. It's not what doesn't hurt your feelings. It's squat depth.
A lot of people's
feelings
squat
get more weight than me, so they got to go deeper, so I feel better about myself. It's what it is. And
there's a rule book,
and we hate high squats around here. I hate my high squats.
I hate them.
I've never been caught complaining. I squatted high at the last meet. I had some problems. We hopefully have fixed the problems.
There we go.
No issues.
I
welcome judgment, but
that's fine.
Depth is depth.
There is an actual concrete definition of what depth is in every single rule book that you read for every single federation.
It's not what you feel like.
It's not. And it can't change depending on the day, the level of competition, the weight on the bar, the person lifting, or how many followers they have. None of that matters because depth is depth.
Depth is depth. And hey, listen.
What? Oh, read it.
Well, I mean, the rule book is breaking parallel. So for me, if you're good enough to tell that.
Well, that's
not,
the other
like,
thing too.
How far do you, like, this much is breaking parallel? Like, if water would flow downhill, then it's below parallel. There is no amount. It's either, I've always heard hip crease at knee joint.
Hip crease at knee joint, yes.
That's and
or hip
like,
hip crease below or knee
below.
Yeah, below.
But like, if it's there, like, first off, if this is not,
there is no how far. Hold on,
but that's not a real thing.
Emily, that's not a real thing. Emily asked because how far do we have to break parallel? That's not a thing. That's not a real. There is not one rule book that says you have to break parallel by 3 inches.
Half an
you have to break
1 inch, 2 inches. There's no that is man-made. That is not real.
That's fake.
Fake.
Right?
Fake news.
Breaking parallel by this much is the exact same as breaking parallel by this much. It's the same. So you can't say that they had to break parallel by. Unless it says that in the rule books, it's made up. So you have people literally making up rules in federations and then forcing other people to lift by those made up rules. Not
telling them about it till they show up.
Do better. Be better.
All right. Here's the other thing. Like, you're not doing better for the sport by holding people to a standard that's not real. It's not inclusion. It's exclusionary. Because people are going to go, why does that not work? Why do I have to squat deeper than that? Because that squat and here's the thing that I've always said. If it's a opinionated, like, it's not objective, it's subjective.
Right. Correct.
It's, I think that's below parallel. Like, well, like, everybody can look and just go like, well, there's the knee, there's the hip. All right, we're good. Like, and why are you sitting there trying to turn squats down? That's another question. Why are you sitting there trying to turn squats down? I'm all for, like, integrity, but it's got to be integrity at the rule book standard, not we're going to make it undeniable.
That's making up rules.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, we need to call it straight. And yeah, bad calls happen, but I've said this from the beginning. I would rather a bad lift get passed than a good lift get turned down.
Correct. And now you have a lot more of the latter happening, and that's not right.
And
that's not good for the sport.
Helping the sport?
Not good
How's
for
that
the
helping the sport?
It's not helping the sport in any way, shape, or form, because the lifts that are getting turned down are the lifts of those people that are just getting into the sport, that are trying to grow in the sport. You see the lifts that are getting passed are not those people. They're not on the lifts getting passed are not on the amateur days. They're on the pro days for certain people in certain federations. That's not how judging works. That's made up again. It's standard across the board. That's how judging works. It's not. It's not.
Hey, and listen. That's why they put 3 judges there. They put 3 judges there for a reason, because only 2 have to get it right. You can't judge from the front. So it's basically 50-50 if you get a squat pass. And I get that, right? I get that.
But I think everyone needs to read the rule book again.
I do. And here's the deal. If you raw guys want to squat below parallel and ruin your hips and hurt your knees and put everybody in jeopardy, by all means. By all means. But if you can't bring that to multiply, because it's unsafe for everybody.
Correct. Everyone. So the lifter, the spotters, everyone around, unsafe if you try to bring that shit over here. So if you want to keep it over there.
Do your thing. And by all means, like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that, like, your 4 inches below parallel squat at 800 pounds is more impressive than somebody's 1,000-pound squat at parallel. But I mean, whatever makes you happy. I mean, I just want everybody to have a good time. But
yeah,
I'm not having fun being judged at raw depth and 4 layers of plies with my knees wrapped. I'm just not.
No, but again, you have to lift. You have to lift where it's going to be conducive to how you're lifting.
And I don't like raw. And this was a topic of conversation. I don't like raw people who've never been in gear judging gear lifting.
That was going to be because it's not conducive to anything. How can you have someone that's never done something before judge if another person's doing it right? But what they passed a referee's test?
Well, yeah, and all of this stuff comes from pressure. It's people being afraid of what somebody's going to say. Right. And, like, if you're not willing to call it the way that you believe it and the way the rule book is, then when we do IPA in Florida, man, I'm like I'm going to tell them, like, people are paying to come here. This is, this is for the lifters, right? These things need, like, I don't want you laying on the ground to see if you can see one sprinkle of light underneath the bencher's ass. No,
that's so ridiculous.
Chairs on the platform for a reason. If you just want to stand, I'll let you stand all day.
Yeah. You have judges in certain federations trying to throw reds, and that's not how it should be. That's not how it should be. That's not how it should be, and the only reason that is happening is because certain people have big mouths.
People are scared.
People are scared of the people with big mouths.
That's correct.
And that's fine. You want to do that shit. Just leave that shit over there. Leave that shit over there. We'll worry about us.
Y'all can have your fun.
We'll worry about us.
It needs to be. I don't like the idea of not giving taps. I'm sorry. If you're,
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. That rule.
Want the lifter to know where you want it, man. Like, I don't understand that. If somebody's a judge and they want to say, hey, this is why we don't give taps, I'm open, but I don't understand why we're not giving taps.
And the people, when you ask, there's some people who are like appalled that you would even ask.
Oh,
like, literally, go fuck yourself.
Trying to help you.
Like, what are you doing? You people are like, you're the worst.
I know. I competed in the Rick Lawrence one year. 3 multiply guys, 9 squats, and one specific person who won one specific meet, who it's a very big meet, did not flip a white light.
Not one white. I was at the meet. Not one white. Not one single white.
And he ran a meet that a lot of people were not very happy about. They were vowing not to come back and do it from the warm-up room when they bombed on squats because they were high. I mean, what are we doing? If you show up to a meet and you can't find one lift you like, maybe you're the problem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And, like, I'm not advocating for squatting high, dude. Like, I read the rule book.
We're saying squats in the rule book. That's what we're saying. We're saying squats in the rule book. We're saying train. If you want to train a little high occasionally to get a little bit of more weight on your back, okay, I get it, fine. But train somewhere fucking close, guys. It's getting a little ridiculous. The amount of videos that are in mine and Andy's and Mike's inbox from us sending them to each other because of how high you people are squatting is getting a little ridiculous.
We're like, hamstring parallel looks good now. Some
people aren't even hamstring parallel.
We can't get.
And if you don't know what that means, that's a problem.
No, you got to get lower. You got to get.
Gotta be like, what are we doing? We're not even trying.
No, you gotta.
If we're gonna fight, if Andy and I are gonna be the people who are gonna fight this battle for the geared lifting, then you people need to do better.
Be better.
Be better.
I mean, at least when I squat high, it's 14 seconds worth of my face being red.
Well, your face is red because of all the Coors Light you drink.
That's true. At least I'm hydrated. The mountains are blue and my face is red.
The mountains are blue!
And my face is red.
I love it.
No, you're right, Emily. That's a perfectly good reason
to
squat high.
That's different. That's different. Okay, but if you're injured, then you shouldn't be taking a reverse mammoth band from the ceiling. From the rafters.
Be training.
You should just be
from
training.
From
If that's the case,
with Jimmy Superfly
if that's the case, then you should probably change your training if we're injured.
Here's the deal, man. Like I know that I'm like not the deepest squatter, right? Like I know that, right? I'm a very long femored, large individual. It is hard for me to present a squat in a manner that people like. Like my stroke is very long, right? Like I got people who train with me who are 8 inches shorter than me who use a higher box than I do, bro.
That's true. Yes. Okay.
Right? Like my box height is so much lower because of just the workings of my body. I know that I'm not a super low squatter, right? I get it. Like, so I'm not just gonna go like, I can't believe I get a squat past. Like I know it's gonna be right there.
We're gonna be right.
Give me a tap
right there. That's
we're
fine.
good. I'm trying, bro. I'm not. Mikey knows it, dude. Mikey calls my depth. Like I am not coming up. I am not coming up until they say up. I am not. I'm not.
You're chilling down there. We're gonna keep spreading. We're gonna keep pushing back until we get there, or we go to sleep.
Or you're gonna snow shovel me off the platform, and I'm gonna flip the mono. I don't care. So, and I'm not gonna get mad at somebody, but give us a tap. Like I don't want to gift. But like I don't want to gift. I also don't want to be held to a standard that's not real.
I'm telling everyone right now, I'm never gonna squat 2 inches below parallel in my gear.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not gonna do it. And
I'm also not giving a squat back either.
Exactly.
Not giving.
But I'm not doing that. It's just not that's not safe. I'm not gonna or endanger myself and the people around me who I care about and trust because they care about me and trust me. And I'm not gonna put them in some kind of situation where someone can get hurt. Like that's not gonna happen. Mikey said red until proven white. That's the standard in certain federations now, and that's not how it works.
Yeah, and then
that's made up.
And then the federations that don't do it, the other people talk bad about it and say they have no standards.
Right.
Like no, they follow the book.
They follow the rule book. The rule book that your federation has that you don't abide by.
All the rule books say the same thing.
No, some say you have to be at parallel. I think there's one or two.
Yeah, but they're all
two parallel.
They're all within it. Like it's either like at or break.
At or like break, which
is like break is this.
Yeah, correct.
It's not this.
No,
it's this.
Right. And it's even less than that. It's just boop, boop, boop. But yeah.
And the last thing I'll say about this is I don't think the word soft knees are in any rule books. So remember that too.
Soft knees.
Yeah, that's one that gets thrown around a lot. Soft knees.
Oh, for deadlifting, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. The same. Mike said the same feds that don't follow. Oh yeah.
We've already been there.
We have.
Chris had to cut me off because I was getting fired up. We're not going back there.
We're not good. No, we're past it. We're moving on. We're letting everyone know that we will be back next week at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, you got some training
your
in this
questions,
week, so we're good.
And what?
You got some training in this week?
I did. I box squatted again. Who would have guessed?
To a painfully parallel box.
It was definitely painfully parallel, especially with no gear on. Terrible.
Hey, hook grip's out.
I know.
Grip is out.
You said. So no
hook's
hook grip.
Don't work. My poor little thumbs. I don't know.
I have. We're not pulling yet. I got a cool scar though. I got another cool scar. It's cool.
Got full mobility.
I do have full mobility. How you doing?
Look at that.
Daddy's back. Who are we thanking? We are thanking Emily for being our production manager. This episode 16 will be on YouTube and Spotify by Thursday. Thank you to our sponsors, the Go Hard Barbell
and
BCB Training Systems and Wicked Wolf Beard Co. We'll be back next week, boys and girls.
Look out for State of the Union merchandise. Be better,
coming.
do better.
It's coming. Bye, guys.
All right, boys. Love you, man.
Love you.